So, I quietly vanished after discovering my wife's affair. 3.5 years of marriage down the drain, and a year later, my ghosted ex decided to track me down, because of course she did. I'd moved to the hills to escape the soul-sucking vortex of suburban betrayal, probably hoping to live out my days as some tortured mountain hermit. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm writing this. Maybe someone out there will read it and think, hey, at least I'm not that guy. Backstory: I met my now ex at a cookout 5 years ago. She was stunning, articulate, and basically everything I wasn't. Me. Rough around the edges contract traveler with a side of fragile ego. Somehow, she was into it. Fast forward a few weeks of mutual swooning and pants flying off, and we were married. Moved into a swanky apartment, saved for a house, and pretended life was perfect. Then, 3 years in, the marriage started looking like a rerun of The Office, minus the laughs. She worked late, I traveled, and arguments sprouted over dumb stuff. Asking her to cut back on work hours. Apparently, not allowed. My travel schedule. Trivial. All circular arguments. Nothing ever got resolved, like arguing with a chatbot that doesn't care about your feelings. Now, I wasn't exactly suspicious at first. Our sex life was shrinking, her hours were growing, but I chalked it up to stress. Ego bruised, yes. But not alert to the covert bra-level spy stuff happening right under my nose. Then came the bra incident. I'm helping with groceries, and there it is, pink and mocking me from under the passenger seat. My stomach instantly performed a triple somersault into my colon. Heart pounding like a drumline at a zombie apocalypse, I realize, oh, this is the beginning of the end. I try to act normal, but it's like playing poker with Satan. Cue the romantic Friday dinner setup, candles, wine, flowers, the works. Enter my wife, breezy apology in tow, sorry, have to meet coworkers. My insides just did a backflip into the pit of rage. I threw my work phone in her back seat, probably a crime, but who cares, and the food and flowers into the trash. Yes, all of them. She emerged post-shower looking like a goddess ready to eat me alive. I just stared. Of course, being the amateur detective of heartbreak that I am, I followed her later to a bar she frequented. 1 hour later, there she is, locked lips with some executive dude. My body turned to gelatin, my stomach auditioned for a horror film, and they drove off into a hotel like it was a rom-com, except this one starring me as the tragic extra. I had officially entered the out-of-body experience/blackout phase. So naturally, I did what any rational adult would do. I drove 30 miles out of town, crying, angry, and plotting escape routes from my life. Stumbled into a tavern like a zombie. Bartender looks at me and goes, dude, you look like someone stole your soul. Half smile. Half death. Enter Ree, the salt-of-the-earth country dude who becomes my first lifeline post-betrayal. He gives me advice that actually makes sense. Unlike everything else in my life, your life can go positive or negative. Totally up to you, buddy. Brilliant. Earth-shattering wisdom delivered over cheap whiskey. By the end of the night, I'm thinking, maybe a trailer in the hills, Ree. Maybe my own little apocalyptic paradise. And for once, it doesn't sound like a terrible idea. So there I was, nursing what I thought was a catastrophic heartache and a mild existential crisis, when it hit me, I would never, ever, under any circumstances, voluntarily spend another second with my wife. Cheating is the ultimate cocktail of disgusting and soul-crushing, and I have a strict zero-tolerance policy. I flopped on the couch when I got home that evening, and of course Kathy had the nerve to pop out and ask, "Where have you been?" I turned to her, channeling all the calm I had left, and said, "You know, grabbing drinks." She blinked. Typical. Then I went straight for the jugular, "Are you having an affair?" Surprise. She blinked again, tried to compose herself, and shot back with the classic, "No, why would you ask that?" "Oh, honey, if ignorance is bliss, I was about to hit enlightenment hard. I told her I'd heard rumors of her office escapades. She asked, "Who told you?" I said, "Someone I know," but kept the name secret, because apparently I enjoy living dangerously. She waved her hand like I was a lunatic and accused me of being drunk and insane. Brilliant. The full circus act: denials, accusations, passive aggression. She went to bed, I slept on the sofa, and my dreams were immediately haunted by her and Mr. Executive Dude reenacting 50 Shades of corporate misconduct. I wallowed briefly, disgusted, hurt, and plotting subtle murder by silent glares. But then Ray's trailer popped into my brain like a shining beacon of sanity. Flight response activated. Forget fight, I was leaving this sinking ship in style. Next morning, awkward silence. Weekend, pretend normal. Days later, I finally visited Ree's ranch and, surprise surprise, his trailer wasn't some post-apocalyptic nightmare, it was 26 feet of fully furnished nostalgia, like a college spring break condo I never had. I handed over cash, felt almost criminal, the guy's too nice, scoped the property, hiking, biking, trees galore, and got a tour of Ree's little hilltop cabin. Electricity, water, all the modern luxuries. Heaven. Meanwhile, Kathy was still circling like a shark in denial fog. Weeks of "please come clean" turned into her gaslighting Olympics. I'd warn her, one more affair, and there's no coming back. She doubled down. I nearly laughed at the absurdity. Pictures. Zero. Evidence. Nada. Emotional blackmail. Deliciously attempted. My plan. Silent, sneaky, meticulous exfiltration. While she was out conquering corporate outings, I was moving my life to the trailer. Slowly, quietly, gloriously reclaiming my soul. She started being polite. Too little, too late. I prepped for my break like a pro. One night, she asked where I was headed. I said, "Meeting friends, you wouldn't enjoy the shop talk, and you don't know them." Classic deflection. She tried the old line on me for office outings. I hit her with, "All right, have fun." She looked offended, I shrugged and walked away. Meanwhile, trailer life with Ree and the bar crew was therapeutic. I made actual progress, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Even cut back on drinking. Sympathizing with myself was tempting, but I'm not that kind of masochist. Kathy announced her next work trip, all executive team glam. I looked at her and said, casually, "Hope you have a great time with your boyfriend." Mistake. Sparks flew. Arguments ensued. Ree, prophet of broken hearts, reminded me, doesn't matter who he is, she chose to leave. Facts. Brutal. Beautiful. During her absence, I executed Operation Move Out like a stealthy ninja. Clothes, laptops, essentials, everything valuable. Furniture. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Left a note, I hope it was worth it. On top, wedding ring. Felt like dropping an anvil off my soul. Liberation tastes good, folks. Hurt lingers, baggage exists, but at least I started walking away. I hadn't yelled, screamed, or coerced confessions. Not proud, proud of maintaining some shred of dignity. Kathy had trashed everything we built, dreams, plans, future. I owed her nothing. Consequences. She could deal. Lawyers. Who needs them when you've got stealth and the hills? Trailer life, magical. Mountains, fresh air, runs. My soul was resuscitating. Kathy's texts. Exploding phones, desperate emojis. Where are you? Why haven't you answered? Ignored. Her mom called. Ignored. Father? Not close. Ignored. Her messages escalated into a week-long symphony of desperation. Finally, a text: "Nothing is happening, no affair, just work stress." Yeah, okay, sure. I made an error, but you were absent. Error? Sweetie, affairs don't have half-lives. Waiting for a confession, I got one, but it made me despise her more. Facts don't expire, emotions do. She escalated: "You're a coward, come home, we need to talk." I let the wind pass through one ear and out the other. Changed my number. Ghosted like a professional. June 2018, email from Kathy. Lawyer, divorce. My reply: "Okay, sounds good." Boom. Freedom. Months later, moved, never saw her again. Closure. Meh. Grief. Intermittent, like a commercial for Heartbreak. Over time, memories faded, the sting dulled. Update: officially divorced. Life's good. Met an amazing girl down the hill. Helped her change a flat tire, discovered she calls me her mountain man. She's adorable, no rush to commit, but reminds me humans can be okay. Trailer life continues. Outdoors, simple, peaceful. Even grief and ex-wife drama. Manageable. Lesson learned: you don't have to spend forever with a cheater. Focus on yourself, improve, breathe. Life's brighter on the other side of betrayal. And yes, I'm living proof. Alright, buckle up, because this is where the saga gets delightfully chaotic. After ghosting Kathy for over a year, I was cautiously enjoying my new, peaceful life. Then came the unsettling news: she was apparently trying to track me down. Cue the internal eye roll and preemptive panic. I'd moved 2 hours away. Surely that was enough distance for her radar to fail, right? Wrong. Last weekend, I ran into her at a coffee shop near my new home. Call it coincidence or cosmic cruelty, but my spidey senses tingled. I ducked before she noticed. Close call. Fast forward a week, grocery run, normal coffee shop pit stop for free Wi-Fi, paperwork, normal adult stuff. Then, cue dramatic soundtrack, someone shouts, "Paul." Across the street, Kathy. Armageddon had arrived in heels and a ponytail. She hustled over, and I froze, a caged animal in disbelief. She extended her hand, I instinctively raised my palms like, "Don't touch me, Satan." Pain radiated off her. Then she hit me with, "I've been searching for you, Paul. I've wanted to see you since I heard you moved here. Can we talk?" I sighed like a man cornered by fate. We found a bench outside a small store. She started with the compliments: beard, fitness, tank top, white shorts, basically a full charm offensive. Radar on high alert, she was running full seduction protocol. Then the apologies started. The classic, "It's not me, it's corporate politics and karma" speech. She spun a story about the affair partner, AP, the fallout at his work, how she confessed to his fiancée, and the eventual breakup. Cue dramatic weeping. I stared blankly, pretending I was absorbing this like a human sponge while my inner monologue screamed, "Do not fall for this, do not fall for this." She swore no more affairs. She claimed she only drank after work to deal with guilt because her heart felt like it exploded in pieces. She begged for a fresh start. I looked at her and delivered the truth: you murdered our marriage. Forgiveness is a concept reserved for saints and Netflix dramas. One evening, she tried the "but I love you" gambit, dragging me into an impromptu therapy session on a public bench. She sobbed, hyperventilated, and even rested her head on my shoulder. I gave her a hug, the only way to make her stop convulsing like a horror movie victim. Heart shattered on both sides, like synchronized heartbreak choreography. Conversation continued. She confessed she hadn't hired a PI, she bullied Stacy into revealing my location. Classic human error meets obsession. I laughed at the absurdity, she blushed. Dinner followed at a charming patio spot, no alcohol because, frankly, I wasn't about to give her a loophole for manipulation. Conversation. Surprisingly tolerable. She swore I was the only one she'd wanted, and that she hadn't dated anyone else. Pushy, persistent, but still contained. I firmly reminded her, too early. Not happening. I gave her my email, phone number. Nope. She cried, agreed, and promised to update me about her next return to town. Before she left, I asked the unavoidable, would you have forgiven me if roles were reversed? She paused, considered counseling and a binding agreement, and finally admitted, maybe in 5 to 10 years. I answered, I would wait if it took that long. She gave me a final, soul-gripping declaration, God damn it, Paul, I will always love you and will do anything to prove it. Cue internal freakout. Her words lingered like a perfume you hate but can't stop smelling. Even so, I couldn't see us reuniting. Friends? Maybe someday. Romantic? Not a chance. Back home, long run, a beer, deep reflection, life had come a long way from betrayal and darkness. Could someone guarantee that this ex of mine wouldn't destroy the little paradise I'd built? No, but I had time, perspective, and boundaries. Final update, moderators kept taking my story down on Reddit, but here's the TLDR, I ghosted my ex-wife for over a year. She tracked me down, begged for reconciliation, poured her love and regret into emails, tried a weekend visit. My answer? Silence. Life at 32 is peaceful. Alone, self-determined, simple. Friends, women, fresh air, trailer living, it's glorious. I made it clear, reconciliation is off the table. Trust? Gone. Advice? Learn from me, if someone cheats, don't waste your life. Move on. Simplify. Reclaim your happiness. She tried one last time, a new state, job offer, hoping I'd follow. Lucky for me, business travel saved me. She'll have to find someone else, maybe cheat on them, maybe not. My life? Fully mine. To anyone reading, release the past, embrace your freedom, and maybe invest in a good hiding spot if your ex has stalking tendencies. Good luck out there. And yes, hit the notification bell for more shocking real-life heartbreaks, if that's your jam.